showtime!
What's up, world? Boss International. So, back at my list of the 4 most played out destinations, cities for Passport Bros for 2025. And number 3 on the list is a very popular location. Location people have been going to since the 50s. The land of milk and honey is Rio de Janeiro. Not Brazil, but Rio de Janeiro. And you know, you would hear all the stories of how great it was when Club Help was open. I don't know, I'm not familiar with that. I wasn't going at that time, I was married. But when I did start going in 2019, it was amazing. For a first timer, the beaches are amazing, the women are amazing, the people are amazing. There's an amazing culture. You would want to see the Christ the Redeemer. It's one of the world wonders. You would want to experience the carnival. It is one of the greatest shows on earth, if not the greatest show on earth. There is an energy, a chemistry, a magic to the place. The food, nothing to write home about. Food is okay, a lot of rice, a lot of french fries, and black beans, feijoada. I don't eat steak, so the steak houses don't really do anything for me, but on a day-to-day basis, I struggle to really find food that I really, really like, you know. You're gonna find something to eat you like, you know, eat salmon, but it's not a lot of healthy food. And the caipirinhas are delicious, and they will get you in the mix, but that is not a healthy drink, either, with all that sugar added to it, and that cachaça, that rum. But you gotta love it. Still love Rio de Janeiro, Copacabana, Ipanema, Leblon, Barra de Juca. You know, it's beautiful to live life on the beach in a metropolitan city. But brothers have been going there back and forth for many years, some multiple times in a year, without exploring the rest of Brazil. Some have ventured off to Salvador, Bahia. Some go to Sao Paulo. But most people go right there to Rio de Janeiro, Copacabana. You can run into all the visitors at Maps or Doce Vida. Maybe you might see them in a therma, but it's the same old thing. Same guys, the same girls, prices are going up, places to stay are going up, availability is going up, and even though I invested and have a condo there, it's still, to me, getting played out as a place to go for a week or 2 weeks, you know, have your fun, you know. It's getting played out. You see the same faces over and over again, the same girls. You go to Mabs, get overpriced for everything, try to get the girls to buy you drinks. I just think it's, if you're not going for that, then it's a beautiful place to go. But if you're going for the same thing that we know what most guys are going for, to me it's getting played out. And here's some suggestions. Yes, I would say try out Salvador Bahia, but I would also say something that I would compare better to Rio de Janeiro would be Fortaleza. Beautiful skyscrapers all along a very long beach. Like Avenida Atlantica, I forget their avenue, but it's the same. Lights out all night, people walking, jogging all night, all morning. Long stretches of beaches to the eyes can see, just like in Rio. Beautiful women, of course. I wouldn't say I've seen as many Afro-Brazilians, if you want to call them that, in Fortaleza, but who cares? Beautiful women, calm. Actually, there were some nice restaurants in Fortaleza. You can get a hotel right on the beach, not as overpriced as Rio de Janeiro. But you could get that great beach life that you like in Fortaleza. There are some mounds to see, there's some buggy rides, there's some things to do there as well. Of course, there's not a Christ the Redeemer statue or there's not a carnival, but I would say to get out of the same old same, try out Fortaleza. What I will also say, and also another bad thing about Rio de Janeiro, they're starting to drug people there. It's called Good Night Cinderella drugging. I don't know if it's the same components or the same thing as scopolamine, but they're doing the same thing. Now, is this happening as frequently and as much as in Colombia? No, but Colombia started out that way as well, and they are targeting tourists. Another option, I would say, Argentina, Buenos Aires. You will find a lot of Argentinians visiting Brazil. They're kind of close. That wonderful infrastructure. The dollar is super strong right now. They have great restaurants. They have vibrant nightlife. And they have definitely some attractions to see. They also have a beach city. I don't know the name, but they have it. They have a lot of history mixed with Italian. So they got a lot of Italian restaurants. They got the great stadiums and dedication to their soccer. So there's a soccer culture there that rivals Brazil's. People say, oh, it's racist and this and that. I don't know. I was there. I didn't feel it. And I don't think you will come across it unless maybe you live there and you become part of their matrix, then maybe you'll see it. But there are a lot of, fair-skinned Argentines, very proud of their Italian heritage, very being proud of being mixed with white. And you will feel that and hear that, very proud of the accomplishments of their country. And they will brag about that as well. And I would say another option is go to Portugal. Go to Lisbon. Beautiful city, historical. There are things to do there. There are attractions to see there. It's also on the water. They also have a beach town city real close. They do speak Portuguese. If your Portuguese is good or you're practicing learning your Portuguese, the food options are better. And you will find a lot of Brazilians living in Portugal, in Lisbon. And all you gotta do is reach out some of your old friends that you might know from Rio and find out who's living in Portugal now, who's living in Lisbon, because there are a lot. When I went, I hung out with mostly Brazilians. Probably everyone I hung out with while I was there was Brazilian. So, and there's a little more English spoken there in Lisbon, in Portugal. And there is like an African neighborhood, and there's a street tour of the history of the slave trade and how Portugal played this integral part in it. There's a brother who does that tour. I think it's from Angola or somewhere like that. But I would suggest that you take that tour. Now I can give you the details of the contacts. So I would say try out Fortaleza, try out Buenos Aires, Argentina. It's a dope city, man, dope city. Try out Lisbon, Portugal as some options. to Rio de Janeiro. Keep going and doing the same thing. The same girls at math, the same girls, and they're actually getting, feeling themselves. Their feminist movement is building. They're also becoming real particular about being on video, and they have a law now that protects them, and I've been threatened to, I'm going to get a lawyer and I can press charges on you, or you got me in your video. It's so they on. I feel the BS from the West growing in Rio, Brazil. I can't say everywhere, but I feel the BS from the women that goes on, and the Me Too movement is growing in Brazil, in Rio. So I would say that's kind of getting on the plate, even though it's hard. You can't put Brazil on that list, but Rio de Janeiro, I could say it's going on that list of it's getting played out. And brothers need to try other locations, whether it still be in Brazil or other neighboring countries or somewhat related cultures. All right, International Zone 2025. The played out destination list for the Passport Brothers. Peace.